Hey, this is Chris Marquardt. A bit of a different thing. Here's a video for you, and here's my friend John Miller, who I'm recording this with. And the reason is because there is a contest thingy going on right now, and I'm looking for a bit of support there. And why I'm doing this? Well, John, you are kind of the culprit here. So
yeah, I'm the culprit.
Hello, welcome.
Well, I'll jump in here. So the reason we're doing this video today is because Chris is in the competition that some of you might have heard about. We're trying to get him to Antarctica. And
you're trying to get me into Antarctica, and why you are trying to get me there, we'll see in a minute.
Yeah.
It's not that you want to get rid of me.
Of course not. Yes, I want to get rid of you for 30 days. So
yeah, just by way of introduction, if it's kind of unlikely, but if any one of you has not heard of John before, John is the man who got me into the Himalayas, into Nepal, to Mount Everest Base Camp, to Tibet. So we go way back, pretty much to the beginning of both of our kind of podcasters' careers. And well, now, John, you've come across this opportunity.
Yeah, so an opportunity crossed my inbox saying that is tour company that provides cruises, and by cruises, it's not a luxury cruise, but a cruise to Antarctica.
And I have to say, we're not affiliated. We're not paid by them to do this.
Not at all. Simply
complete kind of a. You came up with this and you got to.
So they're giving away this 30-day trip to Antarctica, and you need to have people vote for you. You need to sign up, and you need to have people vote for you. And then the 5 people with the most votes, they are kind of into the final round, where then the tour company chooses amongst the 5 of them to give away this free trip. And so I thought, with Chris's social media following, he probably has a pretty good chance to win this thing, at least to get into the final round. And so as we were kind of talking, he looked it over, and he saw that, yeah, this actually looks like a really good deal here. And so what I figured was, we were kind of chatting through some text messages, and he put out this post saying, help me get to Antarctica. And I thought, well, Chris, you need to really remind them that if you go, you will take them with you.
Now, and that's pretty much right in the focus. But you do have reasons why you want me to go there.
Yeah. So the reason that I'm so excited about this trip is that I myself got an opportunity to go to Antarctica back in 2013. Just coming up on 3 years ago.
And the moment you came back, you've been raving about this.
Yeah, it was an amazing trip. And I was down there to film to get footage of a photo workshop, not put on by Chris, obviously. But so I was down there for 2 weeks, and it was a cruise. It was similar. It was, half the amount of time that this prize is for. But I got to skirt along the edge of the Antarctic Peninsula, and I got to see all the penguins, the seals, and most importantly, got to see the icebergs and all of the glacial ice and the glaciers, calving into the water. So it was an incredible experience. And I thought, well, let's not just tell people, okay, you've got to send Chris there. Let's show them why we all need to get behind Chris. And send them there.
You being a video guy, obviously you had your camera with you while you were there. And
yeah.
You,
so I have hours and hours and hours of footage. And so what I've done is I've edited together sort of a highlight reel. I mean, and highlight is just, that's a very loose word. I am just scratching the surface. I guess you could say it's just the tip of the iceberg of my footage. I had to fit that in, Chris. But so I've got 25 minutes of video here. I think it's really worth your time to watch this whole video to see some of the amazing things that, the photography down there, the opportunities are astounding.
Before we go into the video, just in case you just mentioned 25 minutes, if anyone is kind of like, okay, Chris, I want to give you my vote, but I don't want to watch the entire video. Can you put the URL in here, tf.com/contest?
Yeah,
that's
it's
direct way to go there. and you will require a Facebook account. That's what they use to make sure that people don't like double vote. But that's pretty much it. Go there, like click, and if you're interested in why John wants me to go there, I guess we can watch the video.
Yeah, so let's jump right in, and we'll start in the Tierra del Fuego, the tip of South America, in a little town called Ushuaia. So here we go. All right, so this is leaving Ushuaia. This was in February, so this was late summer down there. And you can see it's definitely ends of the earth. It's pretty dramatic looking. And this is a small ship. There are only about 100 passengers.
So it's not one of these big fancy cruise ships.
No. There were some with 2,000-3,000 passengers there, but not us. We were small. And after just a little bit, you're out in open water. And
look at the light.
Yeah, the sunset was very dramatic. And you're just in open water for several days as you cross the Drake Passage. And again, I was with a bunch of photographers, so everyone was constantly taking photos. And several very prolific.
Well, that would be me, probably, with digital and analog and film and everything.
About 4:15 on our first full day of sailing. The sun's just come out. We're in the Drake Passage right now. So I thought I'd take you outside.
Yeah, so it was just gorgeous. This was the fourth deck. You could walk all the way around the ship. So I want to take you guys along with me.
Lifesaver. Important, I guess.
Didn't need it on this trip.
Maybe I can up to the bow, which is always pretty, but the starboard side's where all the action is. It's sunny out there.
How much does it sway?
It sways quite a bit, actually.
Here we go. It's beautiful over here.
And you'll see, the waves are larger than they look. I think we were getting like 30 foot, 10 meter seas for a bunch of it. It's hard to walk. Everyone looks slightly drunk. I'm not drunk.
I love the color of the water.
Just hard to walk.
I didn't realize it was going to be this blue. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah, the color of the water was really special. It was very deep blue. Really nice.
Looks clean.
Yeah. So, you just talk about clean. It's a pristine environment down in Antarctica, and it's all protected. So it's a refuge, and so the true operators are mandated to make sure that you don't bring any seeds from your country of origin down there. They could take over. So they vacuum everything out, and they're very, very thorough
It's
about
very
it.
exciting. The boat has stopped. We just finished dinner, and the boat stopped. We heard all this really loud rumbling, and so now we're obviously not moving. The water isn't passing by us. You can see that things are staying completely still. You can see icebergs or land. It's definitely something on the horizon, but not sure if we're actually at the peninsula yet or not. So let's see. Let's see what we've got going on. Really hard to tell.
So after being in all this open ocean, it's very exciting to see your first icebergs, and I do believe there is some land there. I can't be 100% sure that's land or if that's just more ice, but so we eventually got to the peninsula, and once you get to the peninsula, you start your routine of going out in the mornings and then in the afternoons for excursions. You leave the boat, you load into these Zodiacs, but this morning was so foggy. Look at that fog, and so we couldn't see the land, we couldn't see anything. So we were kind of expecting that it was going to be sort of not a whole lot to see. We were going to be heading to a little island and to see our first penguins. And so here, you load into these Zodiacs. Here, this will give you a sense of the size of the ship we were on. It was not a monster. And you load out here, and we started here with just our first safety talk.
Oh, so yeah, of course. Don't want to go overboard.
Should, in the event that one of you guests fall overboard, and in 12 years of driving small boats at sea full time, it's never happened to me. But I've seen it happen once, and I can't believe it's like pure sunshine.
All right.
So we're continuing to motor through the fog.
How cold is it?
You know, it was not terribly cold. It was about 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit.
The wind, of course, kind of makes it.
Oh, you know, the wind always sounds worse because of the camera mic that I had here. I did record with an audio recorder, but I didn't take the time here to sync it. I had to sync it manually, and I didn't have the time. But anyway, we broke out of the fog bank, and this is what it looked like.
It's kind of impossible to see the scale unless you have something
This is
in front of it. Oh, wow, that's big.
and behind me is Trinity Island. The continent's actually over this way, but we won't get there this morning. So I am surrounded by whale bones. You see them up here. And penguins. So I'm going to do my best to film some penguins this morning. An awesome opportunity.
It was an awesome opportunity. And one of the really interesting things about being in Antarctica is that it's been protected from hunting since the 1950s. And so many generations of these animals have come and gone, not perceiving human beings as a threat, as a predator. So they just do not care about you. and so you can get right up to them. You're not allowed to get within 5 meters of them.
All right.
So I had
I understand.
I had a 200 millimeter lens here, but but so then there's seals, and you're just surrounded by all these penguins. And one thing though they don't tell you about in all the National Geographic, movies and everything about penguins.
Let me guess.
Penguins
Smell
so bad. It smells like a chicken house.
Oh,
I mean, it's just there's poop everywhere. You'll see a lot more poop. But you can smell the penguins long
there's no
before
one
you
to
can
clean
see
up
them.
after them.
And they're eating all the krill and everything, so it's quite potent. But you get sort of used to it. But anyway, you're just surrounded. Everywhere you look is glacier. Everywhere you look is glacier, and mountains, and tall mountains. You can see that fog again.
Yeah,
And-
but look at the landscape there. I mean, that's my landscape. That's the place I want to be.
Yeah. So, and then penguins.
And lots of different ones.
Yeah. We saw 3 different species of penguins.
They're kind of cute.
Yeah. And again, it's really incredible opportunity for wildlife photography because they're not concerned about you in the least bit.
Like they're hops.
That guy right there is cooling himself off. They use their fins as radiators. So anyway, we get back on the boat, and it's time to see some more of the environment, and the environment is ice. It's ice and water, and rock. There's no trees down there, of course, so you can see the boat in the distance there. So we got quite a distance away from the boat, and we're able to really explore all